So it seems that the global half anniversary, they are committing to the lineup to what JP had. That is right. So, Itadori is the first unit that's been out. I know some people decided to go for him. Congrats on your pulls. But obviously most decided to save for Gojo. And obviously Gojo is currently out right now. Those that have him are having a blast. Those that got royally shafted, me being one of them, it is an absolute wrap. I'm just going to put this out there because I've also seen certain few free-to-play players being like, oh my god, I'm going to cave in and spend money. Global is really expensive. What I would just suggest is just to start fresh, like reroll. Honestly, in terms of progressing at the very beginning with Gojo, you will be pushing through the content with ease. Now the sad thing is Gojo's banner does go away on May 26th, and more than likely what could very well happen is that they'll drop the Sukuna after Gojo disappears. So unfortunately, that golden reroll, I think the developers are aware, so that's that. But anywho, the movie rerun, here we go. It is back at it again. Events are back, server-wide exit mission, that's going to be back again. Login bonus. So, yeah, the return of the movie characters. Now, obviously, the movie units themselves, being Yuta and Geto, did get their buffs previously. So those that already have them, you know, hopefully you've done them up quite nicely. In all honesty, is it worth to go in now because of their buffs? Absolutely. This Geto and Yuta, after their buffs, they are still two of the best characters. Yuta, when it comes to that AoE Jujutsu coverage, the best. And then of course when it comes to Geto's piling on that debuff, the best. I've been utilizing them in the newer higher up difficulty stages through 60 and 80, like those floors of course, in between those floors, and these boys have been working like an absolute treat. I don't have the green debuffer, the old man with the bald head and the guitar, one of the best debuffers that there is in the game to allow you to do more damage. I don't have that. So I just utilize this Geto and it works just as good. It's just I don't have it on an AoE range because Geto can only target one character, but works just as well. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there. If you don't have these characters and you're and it's kind of piqued your interest, then by all means it is viable. But obviously keep in mind Sukuna is after these units, so there's that. But Miguel, yeah. Miguel will be dropping. This is the newest addition to the movie lineup, and he is horrible. This man was released, and in the span of 20 to 48 hours, never to be seen again. And what I mean by that is, people used him, didn't see any potential in him, and this man has been, how should we say, the water boy of Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. Keeping the main stars fresh. So just to give you guys a bit of a rundown on what we're working with. Melee user, 200% taijutsu, 2 hits, depending on the cursed energy. He can do additional increase of taijutsu damage of 40%. So cursed energy is at play here. So maxed cursed energy is 80. So you want to make sure that he's high up there if you do want to make good use of doing that increase of damage. The second skill is more so of a buffer, so he's giving himself a 30% increase in the taijutsu stat. Reduces damage received by 25% for 3 turns. Again, the higher the cursed energy, the greater effect, so it will be up to 60%, again maxed at 60 cursed energy. He is a tank, so that's actually not too bad of a skill to have. So the third skill, so he's got attack nullification. He does attract a certain enemy that he targets, which then also provides an 80% Jujutsu damage, so there's the attraction. So realistically you want to have that second skill applied before going into that third skill. Decrease the value of 2 AD enemies eligible buff by 30%, decreases those buffs turn count by 1, prioritizes the most recent buffs, and can be reused after 2 turns. So the key thing about this man was the whole buffing, kind of well, not exactly nullifying it, but kind of reducing it on the enemy side of things. Unfortunately, there's not been any situation where we've had to utilize this Miguel, if I'm being completely real. So that's why I say, you know, we know his role, but unfortunately it's just not something that we need to cater to. Attack nullification, once again it gets that on the ultimate, 200% damage of Jujutsu. Increases the selected enemies damage received by 25%, decrease the value of the 3 enemies eligible buff by 50%, decreases those buffs turn count by 2, and then of course he does 900% melee damage if he's got 80 yeah, cursed energy. So maxed increase of 80 cursed energy. So he is a cursed energy type character if you want to get the most out of his skill. Has some form of damage reduction and increasing attack, but his damage output is horrible. It's not the best. And then the main concept of this unit is the whole buff reducing, as you could say, turn account buff reducing. But again, it's not been in a situation where this man has just been a priority or a needed unit. Auto skill decreases own Jujutsu damage received by 15% and then increases own Taijutsu stat by 20%. Honestly, this is just going to be the fattest skip. This is just a filler banner. Obviously, when this dropped on global, on JP, there was a lot of interest because it was an additional to the movie units, and obviously having the movie units get their buff up, there was that incentive. Obviously for global, you guys have the luxury to be like, we already know your ass, so we can wait for the god unit to come, aka Sukuna, for the blue typing. So yeah, again, just kind of want to put it out there. Don't bother. Do not bother. There's absolutely no reason, unless you're a whale and you're doing it for collective value, then that outside of that, yeah, that's it. I was looking back with all the gameplay that I've been currently playing and whatnot, and I'm just like, right, okay, where can I actually utilize this man? Is there any options, even with the more higher difficulty content that we've got going on? Can this Miguel be used? And I'm just like, nah, there's no point putting him in a team comp. There's absolutely no point. So yeah, right now we've got him. I mean, I'll try to see what he can do. I mean, realistically, these two boys are going to handle business. I am using a recollection card to give me cursed energy, so we're going to kind of go about using that. So obviously we'll apply the buff, and I guess just kind of go from there, you know. But not the movie character which I was expecting. You know, I thought they were really going to sell it. I thought there was going to be not just Miguel. I thought, to be fair, they could very well add more to the movie collection. So yeah, only time to tell. Okay, well, there goes my my Yaga. But the man of the hour is here, and more cursed energy has been applied. Okay, let me see if I can get that torn off. I've been super unlucky, so I'm gonna see if I can get lucky here. Obviously, I'm gonna be utilizing this ghetto in that. Okay, well, we got the taunt. Hey, we got the taunt. His damage is horrible. Hey, there we go. So I mean, I wish he had the AoE taunt. I wish he had the AoE taunt. Obviously, keep in mind we do get that one turn attack modification, but that's now completely gone. Might as well make good use of that first skill and get that increase of damage, since we've got 40 plus cursed energy. Jesus Christ, was he this bad? Am I tripping? Was he this horrible? Oh my god. Was Miguel this pointless? Oh, Lord have mercy. You know, I'm probably going to eat my own words, because there might come a time where I'm just like, oh wait, we might actually need this one. So I'm going to actually buff right here. Like, I feel like there's going to come a time where it's just like, okay, now we need him. Now we have to utilize the best out of him. But I'm telling you, in terms of what's to come for global, there is going to be zero to no use for this man. Absolutely nothing. The more difficult content, you are probably going to need to cater to the previous. I mean, there's alternatives, but you can utilize the previous movie characters, being Geto and Yuto, who I've been using and have been doing their job beautifully. Okay, let's see if I can get a cheeky little. Okay, I don't want to ult just yet. I'm gonna get a buff here, because pretty much these two boys will clean house. Okay, we got the taunt. Okay, that's the one thing which I do like right there. So he gets the taunt, we got the attack nullification, so like we can eat this hit and take 0 damage. Oh, cursed energy's dropped. Well, that's a GG. That is a GG. Alright, let's get that ultimate going. Alright, let's just call it a GG at this point. His damage has been horrible. Look at that. But if they've got like perma buffs, yeah, it doesn't affect that. So that's the other thing that I realized with this Miguel. I'm just like, oh sweet, he's a user that can kind of reduce the enemy buffs and whatnot and the effectiveness. And it's just like, oh wait, what? Perma buffs don't get affected? So I'm just like, okay, what use do I have for this man? Because I've put him in boss situations where buffs are a thing, and where we need it the most in terms of certain buffs, he just doesn't perform. There's no ifs, there's no buts. It's just my man is not performing to where we need him to perform. And I'm just like, what is the point of this character? What is the point of this character? So I have my pet peeves with this unit, but unfortunately, hey, my man just broke 100k with the help of Gojo. But again, just not worth your cubes. Sukuna is going to be directly after. There is no usage for him in terms of a blue typing. I'm just keeping it real, keeping it raw, and just going off from what I've experienced after the release of Miguel. Was he ever needed? Catering to the newest elements, newest missions, raids, bosses, etc. And nothing. This man has practically been not just sitting in my box, but I feel like other players' boxes just collecting dust, if I'm being completely real. And that is the cold hard truth. I know some people might be a fan of Miguel, but the developers went a route with this man which unfortunately just is not needed in this current state of the game itself. Again, in the future it could be a different story. If that is the case, they'll probably use that opportunity to do a rerun, but to save your cubes there is no reason for you to actually go ahead and pull this man. And obviously if the free-to-play is kind of a given, and including low spenders, including the Dolphins, I just wouldn't really waste my time going in for this man. The only value I can see from this man is for the whales to have him as a collective type character for your box, to say that you've got him. That's it. Outside of that, there is no usage for him. I'm going to keep it short and sweet and simple as. So a unit. So yeah, more so you want to cater to Yuta and Geto with their buffs. They are way more worth, and the fact that they came out near the beginning of the game, that says a lot. So that's what I would cater to, boys, in terms of yeah, with the anniversary rerun happen again. If you've already got Yuta and Geto, then this is just an easy skip. More ways to get more currencies and cubes, so that way you can cater to if you want to have your shot at Sukuna. Hopefully you guys get Sukuna for free with the free multi. Hopefully that's a plus. I think also a free multi will be given, because even though it's a rerun, yeah, a free multi should be given for each banner. So hopefully you guys do get lucky and pull Yuta or Geto, to those that don't have him, of course. But yeah, prioritize Gojo, boys. The man is still available. So again, if you got shafted and you're free to play and you're a very low spender, I would just consider re-rolling at that given moment. It's not worth spending the ridiculous amount that global charges. That's just a personal preference. Again, just going off from what I've seen with other free-to-play players, cave in. Just it's not worth. Trust. Just re-roll.